Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Hit the road again. 2 mics, 1 dream, and a long time plan. From the bright lights flashing down in Old Sin City to a 2-drink minimum in the town so great. Buzz non-stop on the interstate. Truck stop, coffee keeping us awake. Midwest roads, yeah, we know them well. From Des Moines to Chi, got stories to tell. Late nights, bright lights, open mic fights. Killing on stage, then it's back to the flight. From the cornfields to the Vegas Strip. Ain't no state where we don't fit. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside. Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Hello, everybody.
What up?
It's Billy and Willie's workshop.
There we go. So let me get this straight. So me and you do this show every week, and we see each other once, and we just kind of talk. And so then I go out of town, and next thing I know, you're doing shows, you're having fucking golf tournaments, you're having festivals, and you're filming everything. It's like, did you wait for me to leave to have all the fun?
Well, yeah. Here's the problem. You chose to leave unbeknownst to me. No. So basically it was kind of a last minute deal. It
sounded great.
I had this show scheduled for Saturday night since last summer.
Where was the show at? The first show?
It was just the Pleasant Hill Elks Lodge.
Well, that was the second show, right? You did the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
First.
So it's what it was is the guy who's the starter at Toad Valley. You know what the starter is?
Yeah, when you guys golf at like a tournament, he's
the guy that tells us when we can go or whatever.
Where you check or something.
Yeah, he shoots everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's the starter, and that's where I play every week. And last year, at one point, he asked me if I would do a show at this Elks Lodge. So I was like, yeah, of course. And so we put it together. Finally, that was the date. And earlier in the week, Leisha called me and asked if I would feature at the Funny Bone.
Who's the headliner?
Danny Jawls. Okay. Jawls. I can't remember his last name.
You didn't stick around to see what he did you?
I watched a little bit of him. He's really good, actually. He's really funny. Writes really good, smart stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah.
But the second show I couldn't.
Right.
But anyway, she called me and I was like, well, I have this show Saturday night. Then I thought about it, and I had other people on that show with me.
Yeah.
So I had, I had a feature act.
Yeah. Who did you have, Sam?
Yeah, I had Sam Hershak. And so I figured, well, if the show at the Funny Bone's at 6:30, and if there's an MC at the Funny Bone,
then
I could just do my set and leave, because the show's
That's
early
fun.
enough.
It's like old times. Yeah,
100%. That's what it felt like. So I was like, this is awesome. I haven't done this in a long time. So I called Chris and asked him if he wanted to follow me around.
Yeah,
get a little taste.
And you and you had the golf tournament that day, or was it?
We just played golf. It wasn't golf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you play with?
My buddy Russ, the guy that had the stroke. That we talked about, and then another buddy of mine, and then Chris. Chris played with us.
What are we looking at here?
Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Oh, nice.
He's gonna let that. Let's just let that play on a loop for a while. Yeah,
Well,
no,
only 30 seconds long, so it didn't take.
yeah.
Chris, how was the show?
It was good.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched his opener and then watched the whole headliner at the Elks. It was good. So,
and how was his golf game?
He says that like he says it was good. Like,
I mean, you know what? I was distracted too because I was making sure things were being picked up right and things like that and the production end. You know what I mean? So,
well, it was a small crowd. Like it was a super small crowd. So you know, you end up doing a lot of playing around.
I edited it, and I've heard now that the routine probably 7 or 8 times because I went back and then went back and then at this point I'm like, it's not fresh in my mind anymore. You know what I mean? So,
Bill, did you work on your new stuff for your?
I worked on some new stuff. Yes,
well, that's cool.
And that's what like Chris got to get like go stay on here, Chris. Chris got like a little bit of insight into kind of the way things work. Like, did you? Throughout your experience on Saturday, did you discover anything that you wondered about that you didn't know? Like, was there anything that surprised you? Anything that
2 things
you thought was cool, or
2 things we talked about. One of the ones was when you would recognize because we had listened to your set in the car that you had done the night before.
Yeah,
and you had made a comment. Oh, I did that backwards.
No, okay.
And I was like, I don't know what you mean. And you had went too far. You had said something about the girl being on the corner, and you're like, no, I should have did this one first. I should have went this way first and then brought that in. But to the untrained, like I thought it was fine. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but you were automatically like, oh, that was backwards.
You know what, Billy? What we ought to do? You know my Christmas show that I do with Eddie Wilson.
Oh yeah,
we ought to get you in on that and then have Chris come film the thing.
Well, yeah, I figured that was just happening.
That's a fun one because everybody shows all the WHO people all show up. Keith Murphy shows up, and Aaron Kieran, and they all come to the show and hang out.
Last year,
I went to that was the first one that I went.
Yeah,
that was the first time I met you, Willie. Was at that show 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a fun time. It is because that'd be fun to film because then you could come. We go next door and do go to the Irish and really enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so that was a thing. What was there any? I remember. Okay, what else? Go ahead.
The question that I asked you, and it's an interesting question for Willie too, is are the best jokes sometimes ones that make people really, really uncomfortable?
Yeah. I mean, that's comedy in general. I mean, what certain things elicit laughs, and sometimes it's just the uncomfortability of what you're doing, kind of. A nervous laugh might turn into, actually something funny. But yeah, I mean, that's not so much my act, but I mean, Billy's been known to cross a line and you'll get people to kind of like go, oh, okay, I get it now. Kind of that.
Yeah, that's fun for me to walk that tightrope, because there's like, it's almost like they laugh a little bit more because there's also a relief to their laugh.
Exactly.
Like they're kind of like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's not as bad as they thought. Or,
exactly.
Me editing it and listening to it over and over again, I now am picking up on, like, when I was watching it the first time, I was getting the comedy. I was laughing at my own, what I thought was funny and so forth.
Right.
And after a while, I started to listen to see what some of their reactions were. And I think there were a couple of times where people were like, I don't know, should I laugh at that or not? And then it gets them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's always a great
cart. The shopping cart one is a good example. I don't want to give away any of your.
Yeah.
The shopping cart one is, and you can see it clicks, and then they like, oh, okay, that's clever. I get it now. You know what I mean? So
because that elicits a big laugh because a lot of times they're happy with themselves that they got it. You know what I mean? It's
100%.
like they solved the puzzle. You know what I mean? I got okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying to Chris. Like, you solve that puzzle together.
Yeah, exactly.
But outside of just kind of the day in general, what would your takeaway? I mean, just outside of details of like jokes per se, but just like the experience of the day of going.
I told you the next day. I'm not sure how you do that because I was fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
Like I would.
Now, imagine doing a week of road gigs to where you show up, you do the show, you never go right home, right to your hotel. You do something else, you get to the hotel, you get up the next day, you might have to pack something, travel an hour to someplace.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it can. And my wife, when we go to Vegas, it's tough for her because even though it's one show, it's Vegas, so you're out every night, and after a while, it's like, God damn. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the takeaway for me the next day I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And then I see Bill post on his Facebook something like, "Hey, who's doing shit today? I want to go have fun." And I was like, "Holy fuck." Because I know for a fact you stayed after I left and probably had some beers even longer.
Now,
actually, Lance and his girl came back to my house and drank at my bar for a little bit. And then, but now, Chris, it was a late night.
I was a go-getter myself, but as I've gotten older over the years, there's nothing worse. I probably did this with Billy a couple of times. Is you get to be my age, or even 10 years ago, and I do a show and go back watch TV. And if you're with some young comics that are just excited to be on the road, come on out, man, just one drink. Let's go, just one drink. And then after a while, it's like I can't keep up. This guy's a puppy. You know what I mean? He just wants to play all day, and I don't want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I
did my shit. I'm going to bed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and Saturday wasn't like there was somewhat of a rarity to it, but like, yeah, I mean, it's not the partying part. That's not what's like, because I would have done the same thing had I drank or not.
Yeah.
Like Saturday.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And like Saturday night, I didn't really drink much, honestly. I mean, I didn't drink enough to get.
I don't know. I mean, as I'm editing it, I was like, I think he might be 3 beers in, and he had a shot.
Is that a lot?
Do you know what I mean? In 45 minutes, because your set was 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, that's a lot. Like,
do either one of you guys remember?
I would be feeling it.
Yeah. Do either one of you guys remember David Tell's Insomniac show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I might have to go revisit that again, because you look back and he captured it perfectly. I mean, that
was some of my favorite shit was go on the road and go out and find the weirdest fucking shit you could find.
Exactly. Yeah. When you first started, it was like, you'd end up, next thing you know, it's like 4 a.m. You're at some trailer park, you're just drinking some homemade liquor going, what do you mind,
Yeah.
And as you get older, you kind of pull back a little bit here and there, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't find myself in strange houses anymore like I used to.
Exactly. Yeah. But that used to be a thing. That used
when I was back,
oh wow.
I mean, I remember that week you and I did in South Bend. I was kind of freshly divorced.
God, that was like an episode of I can't even describe what that was like. There was, who am I thinking?
But I remember home. I remember coming home because I talked to PJ because that week you had a bunch of your neighborhood friends.
Yeah, well, because the Notre Dame was playing. I mean, that was one of the good perks back in the day.
Yeah,
that Paul always scheduled, and Janet too, is that they always scheduled me a week when Notre Dame was playing. Yeah. So because to get a room in South Bend when Notre Dame's playing is impossible, and we had a condo. Sometimes you give us a hotel room, so that was cool. They came to the show, they went to the game. We all had a good that was fun.
But I remember PJ wasn't with them.
Yeah.
And I remember we came home and I saw PJ.
Yeah.
And PJ told me that he asked you, how I was doing or how I, whatever. And he said, you're like, oh, he's great. He's like, but now all he wants to do is chase pussy. I can't
oh my God. No, that was like, I'm trying to think of the strange producer movies with, it was out of some kind of weird movie. It was like what am I thinking? What's that one? Blue Velvet. Yeah, it was like a Blue Velvet kind of thing. You were
Blue Velvet.
Yeah, it was weird.
Eyes wide shut.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, those were fun times. That would be kind of fun to have Chris just come and not only try to do 2 nights, like when we're at the Funny Bone for Christmas.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Go after we're done.
It's how much. What do you do with it after that?
Yeah.
What do what do you make out of it? Like, I had him come follow me and film it. It's like, who knows what we'll get? Something might be interesting. I don't know. Just might be a cool little video just for the podcast.
I'm at that point where I'm just using it just to. As I get older, when people say, "Do you remember that one place?" No. Well, here, look, it's on the television. Oh, good.
But yeah, I mean, so it's like, okay, let's follow. You know, I thought like a day in the life type thing might be kind of cool.
Do you want to see a part of it?
Yeah, I do.
See what it looks like, Bill?
Yeah,
sure.
I'll bring up one of the clips that I cut of you at the Funny Bone. Give me.
How come I look like I'm in color and you look like you're black and white?
Do I? Maybe your computer sucks. I think I look fine. Okay. Are you? I don't know. Is your lip drooping? Do we need to get you somewhere?
Yeah, you might.
There
we go. No, I got my little circle light here.
No, I just meant that you're seeing me in black and white.
Yeah, well, I'm colorblind anyway. See this couch? Jenny told me it was red, so that's why we put it in here. It's fucking pink.
It's pink.
Yeah. She said, no, it's a different color red. Okay. What? Hey, I just noticed Luigi's just right over my shoulder. That's
what I said. Luigi's in the background. That's why it's creepy.
He looks like, one of them, the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other.
Yeah, but it's like the picture's like just shitty enough that he looks evil.
All right, here we go.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's quiet.
Is this your mind bit?
No.
I can't hear you.
Last Supper.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear him?
Yeah.
I can't hear me.
I can't hear him
this.
either.
1 second.
No, sirree, Bob.
Hey, he filmed it like you said. It was a small crowd, but he filmed it in a good way. It looks like he had a lot of people there.
That was funny. No, that crowd was sold out.
Oh, that was Oh, okay.
Well, not sold out, but close. No, the Funny Bone crowd was huge.
Oh.
And that was something I was telling him that I thought would be interesting for Chris to see is the contrast.
Yeah, exactly.
You go from
and like we talked about before, people that are actually going to see comedy and other people are just going to a bar.
Here we go.
Okay.
Whoops. Yep. Can you guys hear that now?
Yeah, I heard that.
It's like, Mom, did you just say supper? Is there a redneckier word in our language than supper? It's just a stupid fucking word. You can't even sound cool saying it. Just supper. Jesus Christ had 2 jobs in his life. 1, save mankind. 2, get rid of the word supper. That's why there was a Last Supper.
I think next time we just don't do it.
He just stood up at the head of the table and addressed everybody just like, all right, guys, seriously, this is the last one.
All right, I've seen enough.
Yeah, you're like me. Even if it's good, you don't want to hear it. No, that's the truth. Even if it's good, you don't want to hear it. The sound was on that was good, except it was scratching a little bit. But other than that,
I think that's because of the lapel mic. I think next time we do stage stuff, we don't put the lapel mics on for the stage.
Right, and I just pick it up from the regular audio to see if it picks it up better. But because when you would get a little more animated, it would screech out. Yeah. So
too bad because otherwise it sounded great and it looked good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the other thing was that was when I was struggling to hold it steady. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a stand or anything.
Where were you standing at? Were you right
all the way in the back?
Back in the middle? Yeah.
But they have this gimbal that I can buy that literally it rotates automatically. So when it feels your hand, it automatically compensates and keeps it straight. Mm-hmm. So, but at that point, if we're going to do the Christmas show, we just buy we buy a monopod and just put it up there and just.
Hey, here's something you guys could think about. We could do later. I was out at Prairie Meadows today, and I'm working with Joppa, for the homeless, and I'm working with some people. We're gonna do a huge show in April for Joppa to raise some money, and they're getting big sponsors and everything. And Billy, if you want to, you're invited on the show if you want to do it.
Can I do my homeless bit?
I don't know. Maybe I think so. I
have that one clipped too. I have that homeless one clipped too.
The thing is, what I suggested I'm going to do with them is because the guy that puts it together, he's incredible what he does for Joppa. But I've went a couple times and actually fed the homeless. Went down by ARL and went back there. But Jenny does it all the time, and talking to these people. And I told him, I said, I want to go down there and ask him some questions. I said, you give me the questions asked, so I don't step, I don't do anything, that's disrespectful. I said, they go, okay, we could do it, whenever you want. I said, I want to do it on the worst fucking day of the year. I want to do it on a day when it's 40 below and the wind chill and everything, just, so people can really see how bad these people have it. So we're going to be doing that sometime this winter. And then we're hopefully shooting to do the show in April sometime. So,
well, Willie, that's what you deal with when you don't want to work. You're going to have to deal with negative 40 temperatures.
That's right.
Maybe you'll get lucky, Bill. Find somebody down there passable.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? When I did it, it's the weirdest thing.
Some homeless girl I could clean up and fucking turn into my love slave.
You tell her, I'll buy you some woofies. Those are teeth. Let me buy you some woofies.
I'll buy you some pants, is what I'll tell her.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll buy you some food. I will feed you.
I used to do a joke about. I said I was coming on those homeless people on the side of the road, and I said there was this guy, just huge, just fatter, and he had a sign that said, "We'll work for food." And I rolled down the window and I said, "Hey, you better take a couple days off because you're killing yourself.
You need a vacation." Yeah. Oh,
what you don't need is food.
What you don't.
Mm-hmm. No.
Be like, I'll feed you. I'll take you home and feed you this dick.
It always, you know what I mean? It's just we're in a good spot, and then all of a sudden it's got to just go right down.
A good spot. What? I mean, nobody said nothing about sucking any dick yet, so I had to get it in there.
Will you Chef Boyardee? Is that who you are?
Chef Boyardee.
That's right.
Come on with me, baby.
That's right.
I'll get you a
tuna
shower.
helper. There you go.
Get you a shower. I'll feed you some tuna helper, and then I'll feed you this dick.
Billy
After
boy.
we do some testing.
Hey, you didn't tell me how did Billy's wrestling? He was the villain this time around. Your son?
That last Sunday deal. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? You ought to do that. You ought to do that. You ought to be a villain wrestler. I could see you do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to put myself through that.
No, I mean you be the villain, so they just knock you right out. Every match you have lasts like 11 seconds. You just
I talked to him about first and foremost, I want him to do his thing and have it be his thing and try not to have anything to do with it really.
Yeah.
But I also thought about doing like a LeVar Ball.
Oh yeah, just get all. Manager. Oh, yeah, that's right. But I think the idea you should be like
where like I go out and talk about my son like he's the greatest wrestler of all time already.
But you say you want to wrestle too, like Andy Kaufman. See, and you get a girl. And then you say, "Come on, baby, You say, "Come on, baby, I'll feed you this dick." That'll be your line. I'll feed you this dick, and then they knock you out. You get knocked out every time in like 9 seconds.
After my son beats him, I teabag him.
See, that'd be part of the whole presentation. You would tell them that's what you're going to do. I don't think you get all the way to the dick. I think you get the dick, and then they clobber you, and then you go down. I'll feed you the dick.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna feed you this dick.
Yeah, there you go, and then you're down. Learn to fall. You got to learn to fall so you don't hurt yourself.
I think it would be funny though to be like LeVar Ball and talk about how my son's already better than Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and
exactly
all those guys like can't hold a candle to him.
Yeah, that's right. The Rock. Let me show you the Rock.
Yeah.
Then you pull out.
Rock ain't got shit. My son's gonna be better than all of them.
That's right. That'd be your whole thing. You have to have a costume that you wear and everything. He's Jason King. You would be Jason King Sr. or something. I don't know.
I'm Jackson
Don King.
Don King. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Pull that hat off and you got a giant thing of hair.
That's how I get in character. I get a Don King wig.
Yeah, Don King will put it on and your whole thing will change.
Yeah.
When's your next show?
You know what? I don't know what I have scheduled. I may be going to Branson.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't.
Oh, wow.
I haven't.
Are you a hypnotist now, or are you going to be a ventriloquist? What are you doing down in Branson?
There's a new club there.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think I don't know if this is fact,
Okay.
But I've seen some pictures here and there from a couple other people. I think that when you headline the week there, you do Yakov Smirnoff's podcast.
Oh yeah, okay. He's been down there forever. Is he still down there?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, okay.
So that would be a fucking riot.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. But back in the 80s, they've always had clubs in Branson. They used to have a club at in Lake of the Ozarks too. Did you ever work in Lake of the Ozarks?
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I mean that's there
I
always
laundered some money
goes.
down. I laundered some money down there, but I never.
Yeah, of course. With Jason
never
Bateman.
told any jokes. Yeah.
What
about
with Ruth Ann?
Was it weird crowds?
Let me ask you a question. Would you feed some dick that Ruth Ann?
Oh, I'd feed Ruth Ann all kinds of dick, dude. Kidding me?
Well, she's dead. She's dead now. How about the old lady that shot the Mexican
went out though.
episode?
Ruth Ann went out like a fucking
champ.
Gangster, dude.
Yeah, she went out like a champ. Remember the old lady though that but she was the first season she shot the Mexican drug dealer guy, and then she was starting to date she was starting to date. There was an old lady that was dating Ruth Ann's like cousin or brother or something, and she's like 60 years old.
Oh, because the older couple, the husband got killed, and then she started fucking around. Yeah,
pretty wild shit.
You think you think I'd shack up with that old lady? Is that what you're saying?
I think you would. I think you'd give it a shot. Feed her some dick.
If she was growing some good weed.
You know what? I think that's your new catchphrase. I think everybody's got to have a catchphrase. Mine's get in the trunk. I think yours is feed him some dick.
I'm gonna feed you this dick.
That's right. I'd put that on a shirt. You can sell those after the show. Those would be Danny T's titty shirts. All to hell.
I'm gonna say that to every homeless person I see. I'll feed you this dick.
That's what you have on the front. Hey, homeless people, I'll feed you.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with you and Jenny to feed the homeless.
There you go. And then look, you got a shirt on.
I'll be in I'll be in the line there. Like, who wants to get fed some dick?
Got enough to go around.
I bet you there's. You know what? When it comes to the homeless population, I bet you one thing that they do plenty of is fuck. I bet you those homeless people just fuck the shit out of each other.
Well, I think you would have to. I mean, what else?
They're just all fucking dirty, intense, fucking body odor, just fucking.
That's when I give them that COVID so they can't smell or taste.
Probably sounds like a couple of fucking. Think
of the worst thing you could possibly think of.
Couple of wet raccoons just fucking gnawing on each other in the night.
Somebody with a rubber boot stuck in mud and you're trying to pull it out.
Nobody has any teeth, so you can't fucking understand anything. Oh, babe.
You're saying the dirty talk is hard to understand. Is that what you're I'm gonna feed you some dick.
I'll feed you this dick. I'm a big.
Okay, that's a good point. You got the homeless guy talking, he's got no teeth, and then he's talking to the ventriloquist. How would the ventriloquist say it? The
ventriloquist would be like,
you always gotta have the smile too, don't you? That stupid fucking smile.
I'll feed you this dick. Hey, I'll tell you what. You look like you need some dick. I'll feed it to you. Who wants to?
I got a Woody.
Who wants to eat a good dick?
I'll give it to you. So hard you're gonna get splinters in your teeth.
Oh my God, Willie! Fucking Dwayne. Dwayne Clark is one of the funniest human beings on planet.
Oh, without a doubt. I told him the other day. I said, "You're the funniest comedian no one's ever heard of."
If there was some way. For either one of us to make it in a way where we had to have people writing.
Yeah.
He's Dwayne, higher number one.
Yeah. What did he do? Where'd you see Dwayne at?
He emceed the shows at the Funny Bone.
Oh, yeah. Did he do the bit, because he did the thing about Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
He said, everybody's all upset about because a little teacup might be gay, might be homosexual.
Yeah. But nobody's concerned with this girl trying to fuck a water. This little really girl concerned. Trying to make up her mind if she wants to fuck a water buffalo.
Yeah. He does that bit about Lipitor. He says on television, he said, have you asked your doctor about Lipitor? He goes, why do I gotta ask the doctor? He said, I'm no doctor. I don't. He says, shouldn't he know this stuff? He goes, how about if I'm in surgery? I'm laying on the table and the doctor goes, well, we've tried everything. I don't think we can save you. And I go, how about Lipitor? The doctor goes, hey, I never thought about it.
Yeah, you know what cracked me? The Beauty and the Beast bit, though.
Yeah.
What made me laugh was I can't remember what the context was, but he was talking about I don't know how often. I don't know. The line was, I've seen 4 Beauty and the Beasts.
Yeah.
Like the movie's been made 4 times.
Yeah.
He's seen 4 different incarnations of Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
And that just struck me as hilarious when he said it.
You know, the thing about Dwayne is that people, he does that like that hillbilly voice and everything. He comes from Berryville, Arkansas, but he's possibly one of the smartest guys.
But he doesn't do a hillbilly voice in the dumb sense though. Like he's got that very nice Southern gentleman more like voice.
Yeah.
Like,
and he does it very tongue in cheek. While
but he's like, hey friends.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce my very special guest,
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is what fucking cracked me up because I was telling him how I'm thinking about doing that ventriloquist thing on stage, making fun of ventriloquists and doing fucking singing the Creed songs. And I was doing the fucking and he was fucking crying. He was cracking up. We were just in the green room.
Well, then you know it's got legs. If you make Dwayne laugh, you know it's got legs.
But then he tells me this story about when he did this ventriloquist bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a puppet bit. I don't know if he tried to be a ventriloquist or not, but it was a fucking, he's making fun of shit. It wasn't him actually trying to be a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
But anyway, I asked him about this because I was like, do you see yourself ever doing that again? Like ever? And he was like, no. And I was like, if I do this bit on stage, I might have to put that in there because Dwayne told me he did this thing where his puppet was psychic.
Yeah.
And he put a blindfold on the puppet. We have people in the audience hold shit up. And then he would get it wrong.
There. That's what comedy is. You go in one place, you're supposed to take a left, you take a right.
Oh, I was fucking I couldn't stop laughing about it. Like the possibilities were endless.
Yeah. That's
like
too funny.
Hey, what are you going over here? She's holding up a bottle and what are you doing with a microphone in your purse? Fuck me.
That's too funny.
I would be laughing more right now, but I got I feel like I'm coming down with something. I got like this itch, that fucking thing right there in your throat, chest area.
I couldn't ever get it to work, but one of my AI inspirations was making you guys as dummies, as ventriloquist dummies. But I could never get Willie's to look right. But
you know what I wanted to do on AI? My little niece, when we were in Georgia, my little niece Jessica, we were talking and everything, and I was talking about my little dog Cheeto. I cry every morning because I wake up and right outside here is a big tree, and there's these 2 or 3 squirrels that run up. And when Cheeto was alive, that was his whole day. He just run down there and tried to grab them squirrels, and he never could never get them. And I always thought, oh goddamn, I wish Cheeto was alive one more day. So anyway, I told Jessica, guys, go do the chat, whatever it is that you do. And I said, I want it where the little Pomeranian catches a squirrel and starts punching him, and it makes that noise like, like you see on the cartoons, just beating the fuck out of squirrels. So Jessica did it, but what it did was it made the AI said we can't be violent, so it had
Sure.
him, it had him grabbing the squirrels and hugging them and dancing with them and shit. I said, no, I want to hear like that punch sound like you hear on like Batman and shit.
Ow!
You know? Yeah, unfortunately, AI isn't as fun. But this is built as a ventriloquist dummy.
You let that if that's not a sexual predator, I don't know what is. That's show me where this guy touched you.
In the entire fuck.
Hey, he's slim though. Look how slim he is.
You know what? Yeah, that's right. You know what? You got to take the good with the bad sometimes. So here you go.
This was Willie's. It looks the same. It looks literally the same. So
actually, it's better. To be honest with you, that's very nice.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Why does Willie's look like we took our picture in the same place?
I don't know. Well, I mean,
there's just fucking siding behind
it. There's Billy Dwarf Wrestling right there. Ask him to do a jumping jack. Can't touch his hands over his head.
Dude, that dummy was. I'm trying to think of what that. It almost looked like Luigi behind you. They put Luigi.
Yeah, might be. No, it's the wrong arm.
He looks like a zombie for me. Like,
there you go. Good boy. Good boy. So this is it. Bill, I think you got enough time before your taping. I think you got to work on the ventriloquist bit. And Dwayne says it's all right. I think you got that would kill. First of all, here's the deal though. The dummy's got to look. That's part of the whole thing. The dummy, and I think what are you doing?
I was covering the camera because I had to spit. Look gross. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, you got to get a good dummy. You got to get one that maybe the one that Chris just put up.
No dummy. No, I do it without a dummy.
Just
yeah, you have to do like I'm not. If I get a dummy, it's like I'm not making fun of them. Yeah, it's like I'm not actually trying to be a ventriloquist. I ain't trying to do all that.
You ain't
making fun of ventriloquists.
No, I was kind of hoping you'd get a dummy.
Well, how about you come and sit on stage with me on my lap?
Who are you calling dummy? Dummy? Take your so ugly, I'll put your face in some dough, make gorilla cookies.
Reverend Ray.
Yeah, Bill is your boy in the wrestling next week at Lincoln Roundhouse.
He is on June 7th, I believe. He will be on that show, yes. And he's also wrestling.
Reverend Ray finds schedules that don't exist. I don't know how he found that. I don't know.
He's a South Side legend. He knows all the comings and goings of the South Side.
That's right. He's been around 100 years. Reverend Ray.
Yeah, Saturday at the Hall is
that's
the
cool.
Next one. That's this Saturday, and then the following.
Back at the Mexican Hall there?
No. This is the
hall over off of Valley Junction. Oh, that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So he'll be wrestling there Saturday night, and then the following Sunday he'll be wrestling at the Roundhouse.
Cool. Very cool.
And I don't know, I don't know what he's doing per se.
Is he always Jason King, or has he changed his name?
He's always Jackson King.
Jackson King, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thought maybe he had other alter egos.
Oh, look at that. He's going. His friend is promoting ticket sales. Reverend Ray is going to get his first Jackson King experience.
Nice. It's fun. It's fun. He's and the kid puts everything into it, and he's good.
He's better than Ric Flair. He's better than Hulk Hogan. Right.
Is he better than Moose Cholak?
Meaner than a junkyard dog.
That's
I think he should name his dad Bad Leroy Brown.
His dad, I'll feed you some dick blank.
Yeah, Bill, I'll feed you this dick blank.
I'll feed you this dick. That's right.
I think that's a hell of a pickup line.
Mm-hmm. There's certain bars that would actually work it. You know that.
Oh.
Certain places you go.
There's always going to be, that's the thing. Like a woman can walk into any bar and just be like, I want somebody to fuck me, and somebody will.
Yeah, that's why me and my wife had this conversation a while back. I was someplace, I did a show, I was looking good. I was just feeling just so much of myself, and we went to this nightclub that was next to this club, and I'm looking around, I'm telling this girl's looking at me, and a girl came up, great show, and I'm kind of cocky, and I said, if I wanted to, and she goes, you know what, let's play a little game. You want to play a little game? She goes, let's see who can walk out with somebody first. I said, no, I don't want to play that game.
Yeah, I'm not playing that game.
No. But I mean, she could obviously. She's a beautiful woman. But I mean, you're right.
Yeah, but you don't have to be a beautiful woman. That's why it's bullshit.
You don't. Yeah, it is bullshit.
All you gotta have is a fucking vagina.
And there you go.
Somebody in that bar will say yes.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't care if you weigh 350 pounds.
Mm-hmm. There's somebody that's what they want.
I don't care if you're 5'3", 350. Mm-hmm. You walk in the bar and you go, I want somebody to fuck me, and somebody can be like, I'll do it.
36, 24, 36.
There might even be, like, if it's the right group of guys, somebody might just do it on a dare.
I don't care if she's a big girl and her husband's a legless, armless dwarf. Did he have no legs and no arms? Or did he had arms? Or did he have arms?
Neither.
He had neither. Have we told that story already?
No, I'm not telling that story on here.
Okay.
I'm not telling that story on here.
Okay. Save that for the blooper clips.
Hold on. You're actually censoring something after all the shit that we've talked about on this pod for the last 7 months.
Yes, because
there's actually a story that you're like, no, that's too much.
It's not because it's too much. It's not.
Penthouse Forum sent the story back.
If I could tell this story without taking the chance of hurting someone, then I would.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
But it could potentially hurt someone if I tell the story.
I got you.
So I don't
hurt someone with laughter.
I don't know. Maybe
I remember when you first told me that story. I laughed my ass off.
Well, the dude's still around, and I don't know what his situation is.
I mean, is he your friend? Do you even give a shit about the guy anymore?
Well, yeah, he's a good guy.
Okay, well, that's all I need to know. All right.
Yeah,
I don't want to pressure. I don't want to pressure you into telling a funny story.
I'm pretty sure we're still Facebook friends, so like you can see it.
Oh, well, then it's serious then. Yeah.
Facebook buddies.
Yeah.
I don't want. I just I'm not trying to out people. He might not want the world to know that they're swingers. Might not want the world to know that.
The only way he's gonna be swinging somebody tied him to something.
I think she was the swinger. Yeah.
I was just saying somebody's gonna have to tie him by the waist and swing him myself.
Oh.
Not nice. It's not nice at all.
No.
Yeah, clean it up, you two. I need you to act a little more appropriate.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure Three Beards Media wants to be represented. Speaking of Willie, I tried to call you to tell you about this, but now I'm going to tell you about it right now.
Okay.
This is a fucking crazy announcement, actually.
Okay.
This is
you finally coming out that you're gay or not? Oh, I should say. Okay, go ahead.
What if I was? And then you just outed me for me.
That's all right. I love you.
But that's not okay. It's my story to tell.
That and the swinger story with the dwarf with no arms and legs.
Dude, stop it.
Stop it.
People are gonna figure it out.
What's the big drum roll?
Okay. Well, it's a well-known fact how much I hate the fair. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
I don't like the fair. Don't ever want to be at the fair.
Not even East Side Night.
Especially
even though you're in. Yeah. Okay. You can go with Ross.
Well, I am going to be at the fair this year.
Really?
Every single day.
Why?
From 6 to 7 in the cultural building, we are going to do a state fair talk show.
Really?
Gonna have a desk and a little love seat.
Who are you doing it with?
Me. Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm only gonna be in town. This is the first time I'm gonna miss a bunch of the fair because I'm I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then Sunday I leave for Vegas. I'm gonna be in Vegas the whole next week.
So the way it started out was, this friend of mine runs like a nonprofit, in the cultural building. Like it's just about bringing art to everybody. So all abilities, the whole idea is to get people of all abilities into doing some kind of art, whatever that may be, performance art, visual arts, you name it.
I dig it.
So she wanted to do stand-up and have basically a comedy show every night.
Yeah, from 6 to 7.
So from 6 to 7.
Okay.
But it's it's got to be family friendly.
Sure. Oh yeah.
There's all kinds of people coming in and out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just started brainstorming about it, and I was trying to think of different things I could do because you and I both know stand-up will not work like that.
No, you
can't do stand-up in a place where people are just coming in and out.
Can I tell you how many times I've been offered, Gary Kirk and people have offered me to do like a stand-up at like Jalapeno Pete's and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And I kept on saying, a band's great, but not you can't.
You can't.
Comedy's about people paying attention, not just walking by and catching a word here, a word there. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, how do we do such a thing? And I was wondering, like, because you got to think of something that will bring some type of audience, so at least you have something to play to.
Sure.
And so I started out thinking, like, what if we did kind of a kids say the darndest things type deal?
Yeah. Okay.
And we put the word out there, get people to sign their kids up.
Right.
And then they'll come up and all. Because originally, like, stand up, I was like, well, I'll just get 4 guys a day.
Yeah.
Everybody will do 10 minutes. Just make sure everything's family pro.
Comedy community here, they'd love that. You wouldn't have any problems filling that.
But it's just going to be a battle. Like, nobody's going to have a good set.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, maybe we set up a little tent and actually do like a comedy show. You come in and you sit down and but that's asking a lot. Nobody really wants to sit in one spot at the fair for an hour.
And you never know who's going to crash it. I mean, that's
right. Yeah. So I thought kids say the darndest things type deal, right? And then I started thinking about that, and that kind of evolved into doing, well, what if we did like a talk show, like a late night talk show style?
Yeah.
And
Billy Kimmel. I like it.
We have 4 guests a show, have them on for 10 minutes each.
Yeah.
And, once they start doing contests and shit, I have the winner of the wife or the husband calling contest, and I have
best
the winner
pie.
of the yodeling contest and the best pie. And
exactly.
I find all those people and interview them, and maybe see if I can make those interviews funny in some way, or who knows?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I tell you what, I mean, just the fact that it would be fun for you, and I think it'd be fun for everybody just to be able to do that. I mean, I think that's just a nice thing to do. I think it'd be
just something to stretch a muscle.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
no, I think it'd be a good idea.
All right.
Yeah. So what you'll do is like the first day. I mean, the first day is going to be tough because there's no winners yet. So
nobody's done anything yet.
So what you do then is you get the guy
some
from
celebs.
Some celebs. So you get Ed Wilson, or you get like somebody that runs the corn dog stand or something. Hey, how?
I mean,
what do you expect?
Comics. I mean, who knows?
Fair Queen.
Yeah, Brooks Reynolds would come.
Yeah, Brooks would be good.
Yeah.
The Pork Princess.
And I'll tell you what, all those people like the new
guy that owns the biggest pig, so I can ask him questions about the pig's balls and shit like that.
The new people that bought this Stein and Steer. I mean, they're already at the fair, but they got that place. So they would love to come on there and just say, "Hey, we're going to have this, and we're going to have this." It'll turn into like people just selling their wares. And then once everybody starts winning the contest, then you can finish it all up with that. The yodelers. There's so much. I mean, when you think about it, there's just millions.
That's what I mean. We should be able to.
And I just priced out a nice banner with the logo and everything else. Would only be about $150.
There you go.
Right.
We could use it for other stuff.
Yeah,
you can keep pulling people off of the Bill Riley stage.
Well, we're gonna
always people doing that stuff. Yeah,
we're gonna put Bill. We're gonna have it tie in with our podcast, but I don't want to do our podcast from there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Are you going to be are you in the agricultural building? That's the
cultural building.
Where is it's not where all the people got all their stands.
It's all the art.
Oh, where the art's at. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's different. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get Mike Haggerty from Haggerty's Windows and Sidings. He can come there and talk about his joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just say Mike Haggerty?
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
His wife.
They did our house.
Yeah. His wife, and my wife are sisters. And I went to high school with Mike and his wife.
How long ago was that, Chris?
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Yeah, he just me a new Haggerty, and I could have worn my new Haggerty hat today.
The salesman is
Ronnie Rand.
Yes,
that's my cousin. I got him that job.
His daughter works with my wife.
Ronnie Marie lives 2 houses from me right down over there.
Megan.
Yeah.
Megan
Mike Haggerty's.
No,
Ronnie's daughter.
Yeah.
No, her name's not Megan. That's
What's
Ronnie
her name?
Marie. Megan, it's his daughter-in-law.
Okay. Yeah.
Megan
works with my wife.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Megan's a good girl.
So
Haggerty's great people. Yeah.
Yeah. I went there. I stopped by their booth last year, and Ron gave me a beer.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
So small world.
Yeah, Ronnie's my cousin, and Mike's my brother-in-law. So talk about small world.
Yeah, that's fucking great. Yeah. Let's talk. Hey, do you know fucking so-and-so that graduated from Dowling in 19?
Hey, we're trying to get you some fucking people for your stupid show. So
so shut the fuck up.
Dude, the last thing I want to do is talk about fucking siding.
That's because you had an all brick house. You're one of the 3 little pigs.
I'm mate.
I was one of the 3 little pigs.
Because I let this dick hang out. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's time to go to commercial. Oh God.
See you in a second.
Take a break.
Let's take a break. Get a word from our sponsors, and then we'll come back with our. I've got an interesting news story from here in Des Moines.
Okay.
I have a couple Reddit questions, and then this week's AI. So.
Oh, hey! Speaking of news stories.
Yes.
They just arrested a Iowa State student
for child porn. Guys, kid's a disgusting little pig.
Yeah.
They arrested him.
I'm telling you what, man, those fucking Iowa State people.
I knew it.
There you go, Billy.
Fucking good. Man, the city of Ames is just it's just ripe with pedophilia. And
once a kid gets out of the joint, maybe you can have him on your show at the fair.
I will, because I'm going to ask him why there's so much pedophilia in Ames. Why does the Iowa State campus have such a problem with this pedophilia epidemic? It's like spreading like wildfire through campus. They're just constantly exploiting these.
Trying to feed that dick to the young kids. That's not good. Shame.
I mean, I heard there's a lot of.
I hate you guys so much.
Pictures of. I heard they're raiding.
Drink. I'll be back.
I heard they're raiding Matt Campbell's place.
All right.
It's gonna be.
Enough. God, just the transitions on this show are
on
so
Epstein Island. Matt Campbell was on Epstein Island.
Can I go to break now?
Yes.
Let's get a word from our sponsors now. Thanks a lot.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage, 515-473-0546.
All right, and we're back broadcasting live from the AKC
I like my hat.
studio. There we go. Looks nice.
Hey,
Haggerty's Windows and Siding.
There you
I
go.
went to school with a Haggerty.
Yeah, right.
Over there and
Give us a call, Haggerty. We'll get you on. We got some open advertising slots for you.
are they related to the Haggertys of Polk City? I used to know
Never mind.
a guy. I knew a Haggerty in Polk City. Did they know each other?
You didn't know no Haggertys.
Did you ever have? Isn't that fucking hilarious how people do that though?
Rocky Laporte's a bit where he says, from Chicago, people, hey, you know Tony?
For real. Where'd you go to school? I went to North, and then they'll be like, some dude that graduated in 1984. I'm like, I was fucking 12 years after that. Why would I know?
Because he's probably still in school.
Hey,
Hard to graduate out of North. I love North. Billy, we got to do this.
Academic standards.
Billy, let's go to some of the North baseball games.
Yeah, we'll go to a couple of those.
Yeah, let's do that.
Another thing, here's what's happening though. I don't know how to feel about it, but they're like restructuring the Des Moines Public Schools, and North is not gonna be one of the normal high schools. It's gonna
come down in class. You mean? Like
they're gonna close Harding,
which
is the junior high I went to.
Yeah,
and is this monstrosity of a building. Like, what the fuck do you do with that building?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna close Harding, and then North is gonna be like a STEM school.
So kind of like what they did with Central Campus. That was Tech.
Yeah, that was Tech
for years.
Right.
Tech, yeah.
Central Campus is still going to be Central Campus. Still
right, but I'm saying they'll use it for some other high school.
So it'll be like a STEM school. Like it'll be like either science-based, mathematics-based.
So obviously that's going to take away the sports.
Fine arts-based. Well, and that's the thing. It could or could.
Too bad.
That's too bad.
So I don't know how to feel about it because maybe it'll be a good thing.
That's kind of tough. I mean, you had a lot of tradition there.
For the neighborhood.
I mean, North had a lot of tradition. Yeah.
And that's kind of where it's like, okay, do we just lose all that history then?
Yeah.
Like, do you like the athletic hall of fame might as well not exist now, right?
Yeah, that's true. Go get your plaque.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like me being in the Hall of Fame, does that even matter? Like, do you feel like you're alumni anymore after that kind of thing?
I like I said, go ask. I knew a bunch of people when Tech was around, and Tech used to be really good in basketball too.
Yeah,
all those guys that went there now.
Well, they combined though. That wasn't it North Tech for a while.
I think in certain sports they did that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that's what they were going to do with all the schools was like, instead of having like all these different schools have like a metro baseball team or a metro, football team.
Well, essentially that'll happen, but with just like I think East and Lincoln are still going to be just regular high schools. So like everybody that lives in the North District that wants to go to that school can.
Yeah.
But if they don't, and they just want to go to a normal high school, they'll go to East or
so weird. 50
years
ago,
schools will absorb those students.
50 years ago, all the city schools were good at everything, and when I was there, and now you look at it, it's like, wow, it kind of sucks.
Well, and it's like 10 years down the road, so a lot can happen between now and then. But it's and they kind of, as a school a while back, they decided when it came to athletics, are they gonna lean more towards participation or competition? Like, are they gonna focus on trying to compete, or are they gonna just focus on trying to get kids to play?
And what do you call it? It devours itself too. Because what sucks is if you're a really good basketball player at North and you don't have anybody else, you can't blame a kid for saying I gotta go someplace else. I mean, you really can't. Yeah.
All right. Are we ready?
Yep.
Tell me what you guys want. You want the news story first? You want the Reddits first? News story.
Yeah.
Iowa man says he found a large bag of marijuana while shopping at a Clive discount store. Did you guys hear this story?
I did see that. I mean, I didn't.
I was going to ask Billy what he did with it.
A viewer reached out. So this is what's crazy. So this is a different type of discount store. So a viewer reached out to KCCI Morning about what he said was a pretty wild incident. He was looking through bins at a store called Where You Been when he opened a USPS box in which there was a bag that contained suspected marijuana. The Clive Police Department is investigating the discovery. Authorities confirmed to KCCI that it was a pound of marijuana that the man found at the store located at the 8747 University Avenue, which is a former Toys R Us building. So basically what this story is they take unopened boxes, and if they're not opened, at some point they can be sold. They're sold to these discount stores,
right?
And then people can
rummage through it.
Rummage through it.
That's like not Deal or No. What was the show with Wayne Brady where
Let's Make a Deal?
Let's Make a Deal. And almost like, you just buy the box, whatever it is, for a certain price.
Yeah.
That's kind of, like almost like Storage Wars too.
Kind of, yeah.
So the guy, did he buy the box and found the marijuana and then came back?
He was opening it up. He opened the box up inside of it.
So he was going through bins of shit, and there was
his
an
dog
unopened
starts
box.
Sniffing this box, yeah.
Well, the bins have whatever's in them.
Yeah.
Like when I worked for my dad at this warehouse, we used to store everything for Goodwill and everything that people would donate, whatever, to Goodwill, right?
Yeah.
And they just had Gaylords on pallets, just full of shit. Everything, no organization to it whatsoever. Just a Gaylord full of whatever. It'd be
kind of like a TJ Maxx on a
Saturday. There'd be clothes in there, toys, electric, whatever people donated. They just dump it in this fucking box, right? And so we had the warehouse just full of these things, and so I'm guessing this store is basically just the bins like that all over the place.
So I mean, some stuff you know what it is, but some stuff you
and then every once in a while you'll find a box that's not open, and so he just opened the box to see what was in it, and it had weed.
God damn! How about think about that happening to you, Billy? You'd be like, God just shined a light on you.
Oh, I mean,
would you smoke weed that was in the box? I mean, if you didn't know, it could be laced with PCP or something. Some lunatic.
Fucking laced with anything. That's the biggest goddamn crock of shit. Fucking.
How do you know there's still somebody out there? It's like a serial killer that's just lacing shit in there. And
well, how do you know there's a serial killer lacing your fucking rice? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Why go to a restaurant? I mean, what the fuck?
I don't know what's in this drink.
No, I mean that's.
I don't know what's in this drink.
Can't taste it anyway.
It just goes to show that's the kind of propaganda they fucking. Trust me, nobody who
is ruining good weed.
No.
Okay.
Ever.
So what the guy do then? So what? How the story end?
Ruining whatever.
They turned it in. They turned it in. But I was talking to a guy at work today, and I was like, now imagine you're the guy that sent that box of weed.
Yeah.
And the guy you sent it to was like, no, sorry, I didn't get it. Oh, bullshit, you didn't get that box.
So when you get the box, is it, I mean, when you go to there and get it, was there addresses on the box and everything?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Huh.
Probably.
Yeah.
Damn.
Probably
it was undeliverable. It was undeliverable.
Was, no, the guy fucking died. Whoever that
smoking
got mailed,
bad weed.
whoever that got mailed
with weed that was laced with something.
Yeah,
That's
he died before he received the package.
There was probably some heroin in the weed,
and
somebody, he smoked the weed with the heroin. And that's
okay, let's just think about this logically, right? Think about this from an economic. Yes, think about it from an economic point of view.
All right, I'm
right?
Listening. Yeah,
you are Pablo Escobar. All right, and you're exporting cocaine, marijuana, PCP, right?
First you'll get the money, then you'll get the power.
So
then you get the women.
Each of those drugs have a different price point. You make different amounts of money off of each one of those drugs. Cocaine,
economics through drugs from Billy Blank. This is good. Go ahead.
Cocaine costs a hell of a lot more than weed. Right?
Cocaine, a hell of a drug.
Sure,
you'll hear
your word for it.
And how many times have you heard some story about somebody going, "This weed was laced with coke"? Yeah. You've heard somebody say that, haven't you, in your life?
I have not.
I like.
You've never heard somebody talk about how it was fucking weed. Was laced
I have not. I swear to God, I haven't.
I like the heroin in my weed.
But you've heard people say this.
Yeah,
right? You're the one that said it. What if it's laced with whatever, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. People
Baby
say that all the time. So why would you waste coke by putting it with weed that's going to sell 100 times cheaper? You're still selling the weed at the fucking price of weed. Why would you mix the two? Why would you do that?
That's like sprinkling truffles on a salad. You don't do that.
It's the type of fucking, but that's the type of propaganda that you hear so that you can keep weed illegal.
It's like when they're handing out fentanyl like candy at Halloween. Nobody's
fucking doing that. It's so stupid. So I just got pissed off at my mom recently. My mom and my sister.
Did she put a bunch of heroin in your weed?
She got a fucking wasting my weed. Heroin.
So the guy
her and my sister decided to just tell my grandma that that I was a pothead.
It's better than telling them that you molested those fucking.
But my grandma's in her fucking 80s. Better. My grandma could go to her grave not knowing that. There's no need for her to know that information, right? But they just got into a conversation, and I guarantee
that just came up.
Well, my mom said that she said in the conversation at one point, she said something like, "You could walk into anybody's house in this family and find some weed, and
get double bills out."
So, So she said that. She said that, in my opinion, probably because she got defensive about something. Somehow, my grandma's really conservative. She probably said,
"Time to throw somebody under the bus."
Yeah, made some kind of judgment.
Not
right?
Billy. Billy wouldn't do that.
No.
And your mom blew him out of the window.
Here's what's fucked up, though. My mom sits around and hits pins all fucking day.
Hits pins.
Tell her you're a fucking pothead. Why you gotta throw me under the bus? And I actually said that to her. I go, "Oh yeah, did you tell her you were?" Well, that was implied already. No,
you hitting pins, Mama?
Fuck right off.
I feel like I'm in an episode of The Shy. You hitting pins, bitch? What you got in that pin? Hair wrong?
So they tell her this, right? And right away, she's like, "Oh my God, like I'm a fucking criminal."
No, that was unnecessary.
For real.
It was unnecessary.
And like the first
TMI, as a kid say.
So then she's all worried. She's like, "Well, how does he get it?" Like, she's got all this shit in her head. Like I'm in some seedy back alley.
So your mom went, "No, Grandma, he's distributing it.
Like,
he's not getting, he gets it and then he sells it. He's making money with it.
He's just the middleman.
Yeah, mostly
that
at
would
grade
be-
school.
that'd be
He's
even
just
better.
peddling it to the kids, Mom.
Yeah,
That'd
right.
be even better is if they told her I fucking sold it or something stupid.
He actually sells it on a really nice corner.
That's right.
Would you guys shut the fuck up? Somebody's gonna come and beat my door down thinking I sell weed.
You sell heroin.
World, I only smoke it. I promise I only smoke it.
Paul Parisic right now is assembling the cars.
Yeah, you fucking
Billy
dicks.
gonna leave after
Jesus
this
Christ,
thing. Gonna
you're
hit
as bad
that.
as my mom and my sister.
You're gonna be hitting that
You're
pin.
the one that brought it up. All I
didn't
talked
say
about
shit
some
about
weird-
selling weed. You did.
God, well, this thing got way
All right.
out of control.
Anyway.
All right, let's move on.
Anyway, so
Little
my
does
grandma's like,
Bill know that I made AI versions of you guys selling pot later.
Oh,
my
there you go.
grandma's like, well,
Bill.
she's like worried about gun violence and shit. She's like, isn't there gun violence? Isn't there just gun? Like, she thinks somebody's gonna do a drive-by at my house because I smoke weed. Like,
pin.
it's fucking crazy to me. Like, why? But that's what I'm talking about. That's propaganda. Someone's fed that shit to her.
Yeah.
And that's what people like her think.
Yep.
And that's why you can't get it legalized in places like this.
There you go.
Too many blue hairs. That's the problem.
It's fucking nuts.
Okay,
She's literally
here we
scared I'm gonna get shot now. She's afraid I'm gonna get shot. Going to fucking buy weed. In a drug deal gone bad.
So you found the dead body and you didn't call the police.
Must have been a drug deal gone bad.
Yeah.
All right,
But you
next
didn't
Reddit
do that,
question.
did you?
Here we go.
Okay.
To you Redditors age 50 and plus, Bill, I'll grandfather you in on this deal. What's something that you genuinely believe young people haven't realized yet, but could enrich their lives or positively impact their outlook on life?
They don't realize yet that every day is precious, and every day's a gift from God. That's why they call it the present.
You can get a good deal on weed on the north side.
That's right, yeah. Also, if you need to hit a pin, go over to East 8th Street. What happened to Billy? Billy fell asleep. Billy, okay? Billy, you all right? Did you hit the pin? What are you doing over there?
I'm so fucking ashamed. I can't even.
Billy, what would you tell the youngsters today that they don't know, that they should know?
How young we talking?
Some
Teenagers?
believe young people.
If you're
haven't
under
realized
okay,
yet.
so under 18, stay away from Ames in the Iowa State.
Jeez.
Makes sense.
That will definitely make your life better.
No, what I tell them, dude, seriously, Chris, seriously, what I would tell them is finances. Be smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever job you got.
I was going to say something along those lines.
Yeah.
Credit.
Yes.
Focus on your credit.
I mean, try to, if you can, I don't care what kind of shitty job you got. If you could put $100 away a week or a month or whatever, and just keep on doing that and put your money away to when by the time you're 50 years old, you got something.
Tip
I would tell them that.
$5 a week right now when you're 20. Do it forever.
Do it forever. Save money. Put it away. Invest.
I would say that right there. I think credit. Focus on your credit. Make sure that's always good. And
wrap it up, right, Billy? Always wrap it up. If you're going to feed it to them, wrap it up.
If you're going to feed it to them, you ain't got to wrap it up.
You raw dog them when you're feeding it to them?
Skin to skin or don't go in. That's my motto.
There you go.
Yeah.
Billy's got that tattooed actually on his. That's his tramp stamp.
Right.
Skin to skin or don't go in.
Yeah. Pull out game strong.
The
The other thing, purchase a bidet early. Your asshole will be for the rest
there
of
you
your
go.
life.
That's I think we've covered it all, Chris. We've covered finances. We've covered how you feel, and we also covered.
I can think of very few things that have enhanced or improved my life more Two inventions that have improved simple inventions that have improved my life the most: the bidet and the microwave.
And your dope pen. You like your dope pen?
I don't smoke the pens. I don't like them.
You smoke your dope with the pen. You like that?
No, I'm not a pen guy.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're not a pen guy?
No.
What the hell are you smoking whenever you're around me? You got something you're sucking on?
Oh, that's called a one-hitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's flour. That's actual flour.
No. Well, I think we gave good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a slight conversation with a guy I worked with today who's a younger guy, and I said, we were talking about when I got sick a couple years ago. I was telling him a little bit of that story, and I said, which is kind of the reason why I don't ever worry about taking chances anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got one fucking life to live, so you might as well fucking go for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the advice I would give. Take a shot. Fuck.
My dad always said
Some
about
guys say no.
I had this uncle that would just fucking, well, I mean, it's technically not my uncle, but he was my aunt's boyfriend and baby daddy. He would fucking huff paint. This dude was a fucking mess.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, he's one of them dudes that have a fucking gray circle around his mouth and shit, like a fucking gray circle. Like,
holy shit.
Fucking.
Is he still around?
I think so.
Seriously.
Yeah, I think he's homeless and wanders around and shit. But
we'll see him in the show in April.
Yeah. He
don't huff paint.
I just remember my dad.
Write all these down, Chris, so we could use them. Yeah.
Well, see, we do this thing called we do this thing, Willie, called where we record it, and I don't have to write anything down anymore. It's a newfangled.
Record it. That's right. Tape it. Tape all the stuff we're doing right now.
I'm putting it on the VCR.
That's right.
Right on the
VCR. It got to the point where like you almost felt sorry for him because he was just. It was like he's just so sick, like.
Yeah.
And I just remember my dad one day because. My dad was never the guy to feel sorry for a guy like that. My dad was always like, this piece of fucking shit. Rah. But all of a sudden one day, my dad was like, man, that poor fucking guy. And I couldn't believe I was hearing my dad say this. And he just goes, man, you got one shot at it. And that's what he did. And that always stuck in my fucking head, man.
Let me ask you a question. You think when he was like trying to get high, you think he was talking about paint like people talk about pot? Like, hey, man, you got any Sherman-Williams, baby? Come on. Hook me up with some Dutch boy. Come on, bitch. Come on,
dude,
what you got?
Know damn well there's a subculture of paint huffers.
That's right.
Where they're like...
What are all the different... I only knew Sherman-Williams and Dutch boy. What else is there?
I don't know. They're like...
Yeah. Different names of paints.
Home Depot brands.
He's all, bitch, this is good. This right here, this is the pre-paint. What they call it, pre-paint when you put it on before.
It all started when I got that job at Earl Shine.
That's right, exactly. I used to tape the windows shut, tape them shut, tape that door shut, and hit that
I remember
car.
I had friends that were painters.
One hitter.
When we were like first getting into the workforce and stuff.
It's literally a question about how we can improve a young person's lives. And
my friends would fucking... They would always talk about
this show is just absolutely.
They'd come home like they'd be painting all day, right? And they'd come home from work and they'd be like, "Man, fucking Dennis was hanging out in the lacquer room again all day."
Hanging out in the lacquer room.
They had this one dude that would just go whatever room they were using lacquer, in whatever room, and he'd just fucking chill in the room.
God damn. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Fairly easy question. You've heard the term fuck around, find out.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a time when you fucked around and what did you find out?
Let me think. I mean, just being little, just with my father, it wasn't me. It was my older brother because I was too young to hit her, I think. But I remember my older brother, who was a tough guy, said something to my dad. My dad slapped him and knocked him over a couch like about 10 feet. And that was it. I learned, watching that was the fuck around and find out. Frankie fucked around with my dad, found out real quick. Yeah. I'm sure that's something like Billy. Like, you ever get in a fight, fuck around, find out?
Well, that was if you remember my storytellers,
yeah,
that was
there you go.
That I mean,
it's fuck around, find out. Always a fight.
First grade, I didn't
something else. Could it be
first grade? I didn't know
drugs.
I didn't know you just walked up on some kids from Oak Ridge. I didn't know you weren't supposed to do that. You weren't just supposed to fucking pick a fight with.
How about Billy's uncle that he said, "Hey, what are you gonna do with this lacquer right here? You mind if I smell it for a second?" Yeah.
But yeah, I walked up to a kid, I was in first grade. He was in kindergarten, little black kid, and I picked a fight with him, and he fucking punched me in the face.
Around and found out.
Yeah, it's the first time I ever got punched. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Saw that. He saw the fist.
He wasn't playing. Well, he wasn't playing at all. I mean, he just came, just ready to go.
I mean, there's a whole story. It was a thing.
Yeah.
I was trying to start a fight with somebody.
Yeah,
I was looking
kind of like you went there. Was it like Billy? Did somebody tell you a prison story or something?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like first day of prison.
Helpless guy. Got to fuck around and find out. That's it.
Walked up to a group of kids. Nobody. I didn't have any takers, but this kid said, "Yeah, I'll fight you." And then he just fucking punched me.
Right.
Then I realized for the rest of my life.
Did it go in the fight after that, or did you just quit after that?
Well, because up to that point, everybody always said never throw the first punch, you know? And that's what I learned. Always throw the first punch.
Always.
You hit first and you hit hard and you don't stop.
Yes, exactly right. And you look for your bigger friends to hide behind.
And that's what I told my son. I remember my son, having those conversations. My mom told me, as long as I don't hit anybody first, and I said, tell your mom to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Your mom doesn't know
matter of fact,
shit.
I'm going to go hit your mom first right now.
Yeah. It's like, no, I think you don't ever in your life let somebody hit you first. Ever.
Right.
No. Hell no.
Anyway.
All right. Here we go. Here's our AI segment.
Oh, boy.
So I decided to ask the AI system to generate a photo of what we would look like. I tried to make it like 70s swingers, but it wouldn't take the word swingers. So I just went with somebody from the 70s. So we'll look at.
This could actually be a photo of me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm curious to see.
All Willie has to do is go fucking visit the closet.
You know what? Next week I'll show you some photos of me, and we'll see how close it is.
We'll see how close. I
actually look like John Travolta from.
So this one is mine. I'll take it. It's not terrible.
Dude, you look like there's an actor that looks like that. You look like
I don't see anything.
You don't?
I just see a little circle going around.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Shit.
Yeah. I look like a professor at a college.
Look like the guy on the Smith Brothers cough drop
that
box.
He looks like.
He looks like the guy on the Smith drop.
No.
You ever listen to Smith Brothers cough drops? That's what you look like.
Smith Brothers cough drops. What?
Yeah, there's a box. Smith Brothers cough drops. There's these two guys on there, and that looks like one of the guys. Oh, you look like a professor at Harvard.
You actually look like you might have got busted in that kiddie porn ring.
There you go. That's right.
Are you sure there's nobody knocking on your door right now?
That's nice. You just got it. All right. Next is
definitely looks like he lives in Ames.
Next is going to be Willie.
Sure. Let's see.
Who the fuck is that guy?
I don't see it yet either. Let me.
It's coming.
Who the fuck is that?
Like Ron Burgundy? What the?
Why do they have the same clothes? See, this is why.
Are you and me? Are we sharing the shirts and ties?
This is why I'm torn on AI. Because
I said now I took the same prompt right after another. So
I should put my sunglasses on and look better. But I look like Ron Burgundy.
You do look,
but it is though. AI.
You look like Hervé Villechez's dad. Is what you look like.
Exactly. Just a little
AI
bit taller.
is just basically running algorithms and stealing shit.
Okay, put the fat son bitch up now. Let's see what we got. Let me see. I haven't seen it yet. There's somebody that found. There's a guy that found a box of marijuana and didn't turn it in right there.
They're like Mitch Hedberg's dad.
Mitch Hedberg's dad.
This is what Mitch Hedberg's dad looked like when he was born.
Holy. There we go.
That's scary. This actually looks like my cousin Scott, believe it or not.
Does your cousin Scott live in Ames?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, of course he does.
He lives in Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a Cornhusker fan.
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow morning?
What?
I got to go to a podiatrist because I got an ingrown toenail on my big toe, and it's killing me.
I've got one on my second toe that is killing me.
I usually, if I get one, I can usually get like a like
dig it out of there,
kind of like pull it out and dig it out. This ain't going nowhere. This is like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So I've been looking at videos of what they do, and it's scarier and shit. I hope they give me a shot in the toe.
My second toe is longer than my big toe.
Yeah.
By like
the one that's taller than all the rest of your toes, right?
Yeah.
You got the real tall toe. Yeah. That happened. You got an ingrown. Would you clip it wrong or something? Because I think that's what I did.
Well, yeah, because not only that, but the fucking that toe, when it's that toe that's irritated, like,
yeah, well,
your big toe is your big toe because it's your big toe's supposed to bear all the brunt of all that weight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, when your second toe's longer, that long ass skinny toe's bearing more weight than it should, so it fucking hurts.
Well, also that toe stayed home.
100%,
right?
And so when it stays home,
now my toe's fucked up because it went to the market. Yeah, my toe went to the market. The second toe stayed home. Third toe, of course, had roast beef. Fourth toe had none. And the fifth toe, when
did yours hit his head on the way to the market? Was that the problem?
That might have been it, Billy. Billy boy. Hey, let's get together this week and go do something. Billy.
Well, we got the wrestling Saturday.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll do that.
Be around for that?
I should be, yeah.
What time is that?
7 or something.
I'm not sure if I'll be back in time or not. I'll try
you said you were going to be gone, but
I'll be in Makokata for.
We're sponsoring, so we got tickets.
All right.
So
see what I can do. So.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good, fellas. I'll call you, Billy.
All right. Peace, love, dope,
Peace.
y'all.
Bye-bye.
Just a mic and a dream. Now we ride this circuit, chasing that scene. Every heckle, every cheer, every silent stare made us sharper, made us bolder. We ain't going nowhere.